Healthy habit number 8 of 16 is to perform a daily stretching routine. Stretching is a terrific way to improve circulation, flexibility, posture, and performance, and decrease stress and your risk of injury. And these are the 10 principles for optimal flexibility from the book Stretch to Win by Ann and Chris Frederick. The third principle for optimal flexibility is to stretch in the correct sequence. Stretching in the correct sequence emphasizes the order in which different muscles, fascia, and joint capsules are stretched for optimal flexibility and functional movement. Sequencing in stretching ensures that deep structures are addressed before superficial ones, allowing the body to release tension in layers, making each stretch more effective. This principle is crucial because it represents the natural organization of the body's muscles and connective tissues, leading to a better and longer lasting flexibility result, reducing the risk of injury and supporting more efficient movement patterns. To understand why stretching in the correct sequence is vital, it's helpful to consider the body's muscle and fascia layers. Muscles are not isolated units. They exist within a network of connective tissue or fascia, which links them to adjacent structures, creating lines of tension that run through the body. Deeper muscles, often located closer to the joint capsules, are generally responsible for stabilizing movements, whereas superficial muscles tend to be involved in more extensive dynamic movements crossing multiple joints. Starting with deeper structures allows for a foundation of stability before working on lengthening larger, more mobile muscles, which reduces the likelihood of overstretching and potential injury. The importance of stretching in the correct sequence also applies to the way the body responds to stretches in terms of neuromuscular coordination. Deep muscles and joint capsules have a significant role in proprioception, which is the body's awareness of its position and movement. Tightness or restriction in these deep layers can alter neuromuscular signals, leading to inefficient movement patterns or compensations. For example, if the hip joint capsule is tight, it can inhibit full range of motion in hip flexion, causing the body to compensate by using other muscles improperly, such as the lower back or hamstrings. By addressing tightness in the hip joint capsule first, you can achieve a more natural and unrestricted range of motion, allowing the hip flexors and extensors to function effectively. When stretching follows a specific sequence, you can target and release restrictions at multiple layers, enabling a deeper and more integrated stretch. For example, the hip joint capsule should be stretched before the larger hamstring muscles because the joint capsule's flexibility sets the groundwork for hamstring extension. If the joint capsule is not adequately addressed, any additional work on the hamstrings may be less effective and could lead to pain or discomfort. By stretching in this logical sequence, each muscle is allowed to release fully, preparing the next muscle or tissue layer for optimal stretching. Sequencing also aligns with how muscle inhibition and activation affect movement. Tight muscles may inhibit their antagonists or opposing muscles. A common example is tight hip flexors inhibiting the gluteal muscles, which are essential for hip extension. This can lead to compensatory recruitment of synergists, such as the hamstrings, to perform movements usually handled by the glutes. When stretching follows the correct sequence by addressing the tight hip flexors first, the gluteal muscles are able to activate more effectively, reducing unnecessary strain on the hamstrings and enhancing the athlete's overall movement efficiency and power. Beyond improving flexibility, correct stretching sequence significantly reduces the risk of injury. When the muscle imbalances go uncorrected, the body compensates through altered movement patterns, often leading to overuse injuries in muscles and joints. Following a structured sequence allows the deeper stabilizers to release and stretch first, supporting a balanced and symmetrical movement foundation. This is beneficial because it allows the body to avoid common injuries caused by overstretching compensatory muscles, which are prone to strains when the primary movers are restricted. The principle of stretching in the correct sequence also promotes greater awareness of the body's unique needs and restrictions. By following a structured progression through each muscle and fascial layer, you can observe where you are the most restricted and use that information to create more personalized stretching routines. This type of body awareness allows for more intentional stretching, encouraging you to focus on specific areas and further flexibility gains over time. The principle of sequencing in stretching is essential for effective flexibility gains, movement efficiency, and injury prevention. By starting with deeper structures like joint capsules and progressing outward to larger muscle groups, you can ensure that each layer of tissue is properly prepared and supported, maximizing each stretch's benefits. This organized approach respects the body's natural design, which enables you to move more freely, safely, and with enhanced functional flexibility. The fourth principle for optimal flexibility is to stretch without pain. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.